Video games, like movies, books, television shows and other medium, have a funny way of discussing topics that are important to us, whether it be politics, religion, loss or other ideas. A good story can present to us things that help us deal with the everyday world, and today I discuss the top 5 games that deal with the 5 stages of grief. Number 5. Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. An adventure game as you control two sons in the third person. Created by Starbreeze Studios and published by 505 Games for the Xbox, PlayStation and mobile platforms. You control both brothers with different thumbsticks as you take him on a journey to deal with loss, grief and sacrifice as you aid these two individuals in their quest to save their father from venturing to the Tree of Life. And the game deals with many elements including suicide, loss and sacrifice as you try to complete the journey, even though the story is dark and twisted as an outsider looking in to an inevitable fate that we cannot fix, that we can only succumb to. Number 4. Murder Soul Suspect. Most people have hated the adventure style mystery stealth game, and it all boils down to the fact that it was unfinished, clunky and really felt rushed. You play the game in the third person as you navigate through a haunted version of Salem, a fictional American town in itself. You play Detective Ronan O'Connor as he attempts to figure out why and how he died, trying to solve the mystery of the Bell Killer so that he can rejoin his dead wife. If you look past the dodgy combat and lack of replay value, you have a story, however, of a man dealing with loss. You come to grips with Ronan's life as he attempts to reach the afterlife and solve clues and deal with the consequences of his actions and inactions. The character you play and his lingering story as he deals with the grief and the consequences with mortality. Number 3. Grief. Created by Theorists Studios and released in 2013 as a side-scrolling platform game which you take the role of a small child whom recently lost his father due to cancer. You play through this game as you go through the 5 stages of grief, and the game literally deals with these stages as you play through each platform. It currently stands at an 8.1 on IndieDB and can be downloaded for free. The experience and emotional pain that goes through this game though is rather polarizing, with the character and the levels that are very detailed and yet quite beautiful that can leave any gamer in awe. The subtle music and also the voice of the child's mother and father that you can hear in the background help you paint a rather disturbing yet beautiful picture as you deal with the pain that he's going through in order to find the game's conclusion. Number 2. Silent Hill 2. You play the protagonist of sorts as you venture into the town of Silent Hills. He was giving a letter by his dead wife Mary asking for him to come to the town as he deals with individuals, disturbing monsters and caricatures. Now, with many fans of this game have pondered what the meaning behind it is, and the meaning behind James's loss of Mary. Was he a cold killer, or was he just a man dealing with the loss of someone who he really was guilty for? As you can see, for me this game is easily showing the many grief stages that James had to go through in order to deal with the guilt of his wife's loss and her potential assisted suicide that he was in part of. And as you can see with characters like Pyramid Head or the nurses, you can also deal with his sexual frustration as he attempts to come to the realization of his actions. Number 1. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Yes, I know, with this game, it's mentioned on everyone's list. Every YouTuber on the planet has discussed this. And I will say, for me, damn you Nintendo, damn you to hell. How can a company that says it's very child-friendly and how they say they understand children and families and they censor everything they can have the right to put something so polarizing and amazing in its own right? You play Link as he attempts to save the land of Termina as it faces extinction. Whilst in game you experience your very own personal Groundhog Day. Yes, I'm a Bill Murray fan, we all know this, get used to it. Many questions arise though as you attempt to save the restless souls, and game theorists have played upon the idea that each scene, each part of the game has a meaning, and each role you play leads to you dealing with these 5 stages of grief. These stages can be seen in denial, anger, bargaining, depression and acceptance as you finally find peace. To look more into this theory you can check out the episode of Game Theorists. It's enclosed in the link below of course, and it dedicates itself to discussing this matter. And as always guys, do you agree? Do you disagree with me? Let me know what your list would be on the top 5 games that deal with the 5 stages of grief. And as always, if you like these videos, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And also, in part, this video is sponsored by Theorists.com, a site that deals with horror news, pop culture videos from creators such as myself, and videos of critical analysis. And as always, this is Michael Burhan for each and every one of you awesome people saying that I've got gameplay. Have you?